So open your localhost and PHP My Admin. So localhost / PHP My Admin. And then there we're going to go to new and then create a database. So our database in this case will be catalog_db. You can give it any name you want. And let's create a table. So this table is images. So these are the columns we're going to need. ID, user ID. Now the user ID is important because we need to know who actually uploaded this, and then we'll have one called URL address, which will be the URL address of the image, so that in case we need to click it on the single view, we can find it in the database. Okay, so these are the columns. So 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 6 right there. Go. Okay, so I'll start with ID, then user ID. The image itself, the views for the image, the date, and the URL address, right? So ID is big integer, user ID big int, image is variable character at 500 length. You can increase as needed because we're just going to put a path of the image in there. The views will be an int, so I'll leave it there, and the date will be the date time. URL address will be a variable character of let's say something like 60, right? And then let's make sure auto increment is activated, and then primary key also is activated, and then let's say save. That's for the ID. So we save, everything went well, but let's add some index on user ID because we'll use that to find a record. Same thing on URL address, same thing on date, same thing on views. We may use views to determine which image to load first, and so on. So I think so far so good. If we think of something else, we'll add, oh, there's title that I forgot, my bad. So we need title, variable character of I don't know, maybe 100. We may need to search for an image using its title, so also there we add an index. Great. Now, since we don't have any users so far, we're just going to use a user ID of 0 because we'll create the login thing later. Okay, so let's come back here to our website right there, and let's go to here. Okay, now the two ways we can do this. We can do the uploading right here inside this function, but I like to keep this clean, so I would rather we create a model to do that. So I'll go into the models here and create a new file, and this one will be class upload file, like this, class upload file. So I forgot my PHP tags, of course. Let me see. This one is in models, so upload underscore file dot PHP. Great. So we're going to expect to be given the post variables and so on. So what I would do is I'm going to create a constructor. So I'll say public function construct. Okay, then here we'll expect the post variable and the files variable. So I've written them without the underscore because I don't want to confuse them with the global variables. These are just my variables. They just look the same. Okay, and then let's do that. So once the thing is constructed, it's going to get all these and do its thing right here. So we just need this part right there. So here what we will do is, and also okay, let's just upload for now. So what we will check for is inside the post to check for the title. So we'll say title is equal to post title. Okay, now this is user data we cannot trust, so we need to escape it. So I'm going to use esc like that to escape it. Now this function doesn't exist, so we have to create it. And so I will go into my core functions and create a new function in here and just say function, oh sorry, function esc data. I will say string just so we can know what it is. Oops. So here what we will say is return add slashes the string, just like that. So we are escaping this string, so adding some slashes just in case it's malicious code or whatever it is, or if it's got an apostrophe or something like that. So it's important to escape it like this. Okay, so title is equal to that, and that's where all the information we need. Now we need to access the database. So in order to do that, now the thing is to load a model. Oh, actually database is here. Okay, now we have database read, we have database. Okay, I think that's fine. So DB is going to be like this. Like so. Okay, since the database is loaded in the core, so we can actually do this here. So we get a database there. So we have our title, and let's create a date variable as well. Date is equal to date, just the current date right now. So we'll say date, year, month, day, hour, minute, second, just like that. So that's our date. And then we will need a URL address. So this is a random value we're going to generate. So we're going to use a function for this. I'll get it from my notepad, just a minute, in a minute. Okay, so there we go. And then let's construct a query, and then we're going to say query is equal to insert into images, and then our values here, sorry, like that. And then now we can say db write. Okay, that is awesome. Now before we do all that, we have to actually upload the file itself. So files is going to come from files there. All right, so before we write there, upload the file. So we'll say move uploaded file. So we'll have a file name there and a destination. So let's just say file name, destination, and that's it. That's how we upload a file. Move uploaded file. Now let's check just to confirm that there are no errors. So we're going to say if files file, like that, name is not equal to empty, right? And the error is equal to 0, then we are good to go. Now we need to know the allowed file types, right? So let's create a thing here. So the allowed is going to be image/JPEG, JPG, like, no, it's actually JPEG, like so. So image JPEG. Oops, actually what I'm supposed to do is just do this and then add them one by one. So the only two file types we allowed: image JPEG and video MP4. Okay, so there we are. So we must make sure that it's in there. So if in array, so what we're looking for is the type here. So if we look back on here, you can see that there's a file type here. There's image JPEG. Actually, it's small letters. Ooh, could have made a mistake there. So there's small letters here, and the name is here. Okay, great. So title is equal to post title. Okay, great. And so let me convert this to lowercase. Like so. Okay, so what we're looking for is the file type. In here. Now we need to have sessions here as well. So let me do this first. We need to use session files. So in order to do that, we'll go to our index page. This is one more thing we'll add in our index page. Down here is session start. Okay, session start right there. So we can close our index page. So which means now we can use sessions. So in case there's any error, I want to set it in the session. So I'm going to say session error is equal to empty. Okay, something like that. Great. So this is a super global variable. And now when we get here, is array, if it's allowed in array, if it's not in array, we can put an error here and just say this is equal to the selected file is not a, or instead of this we can just say only JPEGs are allowed. Something like that. There we go. So that's the error right there. So we only move the uploaded file if the error is empty. So from here onward, we're going to ask the question if session is empty, like that. Session error is equal to double equal sign. And let me move this down and then do that. All right. So then we move uploaded file, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now let's create a folder called uploads, right? Just to make sure that we have somewhere to upload the file. So it's going to be like this, uploads. Now this one will be relative to the index.php page. So that's where it's going to be. Now, if it doesn't exist, if not file exists folder, then let's create the folder mkdir like this, and then we'll say create folder. Let's put 0777 as the permissions and then put true there. Great. Now that you can Google any of these functions that you don't understand, and they will explain very well how they work. So in case the folder doesn't exist, create it. Okay, and then now let's make the file name. So file name is equal to folder and the file name. So file name right there. And that's it. So file name is that. Move uploaded file. Now we need to create a destination. Actually, this is the destination right there. Sorry. So let's put destination right there. And file name though, we don't need it because we have it here. This is the file name itself. Copy, and I will put it there. Oh, actually it's temp. Let me come back here so you can see that. It's temp name. This is where the file is actually taken, right? So temp name here. So temp name is the source and the destination is this one plus file name at the end there. Great. Okay, so then we are good to go. The only thing we have to do is a save to database. Now before we do all that, let's just test to see if we're actually uploading any file. So I'm going to mute this other code and just leave up to where we have actually uploaded something. Okay. And then at this point I can just say okay, upload complete. So once the upload is complete, we can move to another page using the header. So I'll put this down here, header, location, we'll say concatenate root and concatenate what's that, photos, die. Okay, so when everything is done, it's going to redirect, but not now. I just want to see what will happen in case there are any errors so I can catch them. So upload file, this is the function in the constructor. We give it post and files right there. So let's give it a spin. So let me go to the upload controller. So right here, because we are extending controller, which can load, controller has a oh, we don't have that function. So let's create a function in controller that can actually load a model. So I'll say public function load model and the model name there. Alrighty then. So all we need to do is essentially this right here. So just check if the file exists. This time we'll just add model here. So, and views will change to models, of course, like that. And then the model file. Let me just make sure it's string to lower to make sure the file is found either way. So copy that, put it here. So once we get the file down here, we're just going to say return model is equal to new model, like so. So that's how we load a model. Oops. So let me come back here, upload. So I don't think it's a good idea since we are loading it from there. Upload image, where is that? Upload file. Okay, so I won't put this in the constructor. So I'll just call this function upload like that. Okay, upload, and there we go. So no constructor so that it doesn't run immediately. Okay, great. So let's go back now to our controller for upload. There we go, extends controller. Let me come back here, and right here, if this is set, let's call our uploader. So what we will do first of all is call the function this load model. So what model do you want to load? The upload file. That's the one right there. And then model is equal to So now that we have that model, we can tell it model is equal to actually we can just do this, upload, and then give it what it requires. Where is that upload file? So it requires that and that. Okay, so that's function upload. But these are the global variables, so we'll put some underscore there to make sure it's the one, and that's it. Okay, so let me go back to my folder here just a second. App, catalog, public, and in this index. So if everything goes well, I'm supposed to see a folder here called uploads, and there should be a file in there. So let me just refresh to resend this data and send. Okay, so now that we don't see anything happen, let's go back to public, and I see an uploads folder, and inside I see an image. So everything went very well. Great. Now the only thing we have to do is save into our database, and so we're going to do just that now.